Good afternoon, everyone, or whatever time of day it happens to be for you. So, welcome to another update. This one is probably going to be a little bit of a lengthy one. There'll be a TLDR or TLDL somewhere. Probably description. Not sure yet. The game in the background, if you hadn't guessed, is Treepang 2. It recently got a new DLC that adds 3 weapons, the most important of which is a sword, 2 new side missions for the campaign, more lore, 3 high-value targets to murder, and 9 new survival maps, one of which we are actually on. So this is an update video that I've been sort of scripting. I've been thinking about making it for a while now because, yes, things have sort of gotten a little bit out of hand. I mean, what's going on in a YouTuber's personal life is not really the business of the people who watch. But, well, especially when I don't have, like, a Patreon or do channel memberships. Not yet, anyway. Especially with one the size of mine. But I feel it's best to keep people up to date, especially when the schedule is going all wonky. And yeah, so I've made it no secret, really, that I have mental issues. The specifics of it are completely irrelevant, but if you've been following a while, you may very well know. I think I've mentioned it in one of my recent streams. I've had it for years, and because of the way, or between the way my brain works, and the way the NHS does not work, I've not really been able to get any long-term treatment for it. And various events over the past couple of years means it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. So, this has resulted, more recently, in days where I am just simply unable to function. A executive dysfunction, as I called it during in a recent community post. I did hope that after leaving my job, which was one of the big things, that it would improve. And I'm certainly a lot less stressed. But unfortunately, it seems to have got to the point where it's not going to recover just from that. So, yeah. Why am I sort of telling you this? Well, long story short, it means that the channel is probably going to have to undergo a little bit of a change in order for me to sort of keep up. The main thing is that the schedule itself is going to be a lot looser. I've lost where I was on the thing because I keep going off script. There we go. So, for reasons beyond my understanding, streaming actually seems to be more enjoyable for me at the moment. So, I am making the Thursday stream, which seems to have been a thing recently, permanent. Or permanent for now, until I decide to change it again. That will leave 2 upload slots. So Saturday will remain Unification Day, which reminds me of XCOM 2. This will be in the form of either a video or a stream. Now, I know this doesn't sound too different to people, but just having that as the, or just saying it like that, it sounds better in my head, and means I'm not so sort of like stressed out trying to get something recorded, because if worst comes to worst, I'll just stream it. I know the streams aren't as popular, just down to how long they are. But yeah, doesn't really bother me. That then leaves Tuesdays. Now, Tuesday is currently Nier. I'm going to continue with Nier. I'm not, however, going to commit to getting all the endings anymore. Nier's one of those sort of games that it's generally fun when I'm recording it, unless something very specific happens, which, again, not mentioning. But I do kind of get this really weird feeling leading up to it. One that says, what depressing thing's going to happen this time? So videos of that will kind of depend on my mood. If I'm already in a sort of somewhat depressive mood, then I will just replace it. And that will then bring me neatly onto the future plans. In the last update video, I stated I wanted to do some quick look at videos for a few different games. I did eventually do the first one, but that was Age of War. But at this point, I'm not entirely sure if it's really worth doing the other two. So, Hades 2 is... I've not been playing it quite as much at the moment. I will probably do a quick look at when it enters 1.0, when it's actually released. And Sulaco, well, all the Doom tubers have already covered that, so I don't really feel like there's much point in me doing it, especially considering it's been a while since it came out. So again, I may just leave that to until 1.0 is released. The next a quick look at video I will probably do will be Age of Mythology, Retold, specifically. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know when I can't remember the actual release date for it, but it's relatively soon. They're doing a multiplayer stress test at the moment. I have played the early beta-y sort of thing they did like a couple of weeks ago. It's pretty good. It's on its way. There are a few comments I had to make on it, but I never recorded a video of it because there was this really annoying... So do you remember the old DVD screensaver things where it's just a DVD logo just bouncing around the screen? Yeah, they had one of those, and it was really annoying, so I didn't bother recording a video on it. But yeah, so when that's actually fully released, I will do a quick look at on that, and I will probably do that as a quick look at live. So I will live stream that. So, yeah, so in terms of streaming, I'm now finished with all the Subcon likes. For those wondering, I will, if I'll cover the original game in that sort of style, Total Annihilation, I believe it was called, the answer is not anytime soon. Even if I was interested in doing it at the moment, it's quite an old game, so recording it in my head is going to be extremely difficult, and I'm going to need to get a load of fan patches, and I'm going to need to try and get it running in 1080p, and I'm going to have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. So yeah, we'll leave that for the moment. Instead, there are a couple of things that I actually had in mind. So I was thinking of doing a playthrough of a series of StarCraft 2 custom campaigns called Azeroth Reborn. This is a remake of the original Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos campaign in the StarCraft 2 engine. So that could be quite an interesting thing to go through. It's probably better than playing Reforged, that's for sure. There's also a few of Synergies Race Swap Campaigns. I am specifically interested in the Protoss edition campaigns. Just ignore the police in the background. Don't worry, they're not coming for me yet. Yeah, I'm a filthy Protoss player, so Protoss edition sounds right up my alley. Finally, there's a Doom mod I want to play called Castlevania Simon's Destiny. It's a total conversion mod for, well, Doom, and it's basically, well, it's Castlevania, except in a Doom engine. Don't know what order I'm going to do them in, or if I'm even going to do them at all. If I had to put an order on it, I would probably say Simon's Destiny first, because that will be quicker to go through. And then maybe the Protoss Race Swap Campaigns for StarCraft 2, and then Azeroth Reborn after that. Not sure. We'll see. Though I'm going to have to decide very quickly, because, of course, Thursday is, in fact, tomorrow. No, it isn't. It's Sunday today. Yeah, whatever. Yes, I'm getting very, very brain silly. Oh well. Also, a quick update on the Renegade Guard playthrough. Oh no, that's later. Halloween. Update on Halloween. So, you may know that I generally do like a Halloween special sort of thing. Sometimes it's a month of Halloween related things, or sometimes it's not. Sometimes just the day. Now, I have a plan, and whether I stick to this plan again is entirely unknown, but there will be a streamed playthrough of a game called Nightmare of Decay. It's a first-person Resident Evil style game. So, you know, you're in a spooky mansion, you go around and shoot zombies in the face and then solve puzzles. The reason I'm doing it streamed is because puzzles. Me and puzzles don't get on too well, so I might just have to call on stream chat occasionally to help me with the puzzles. Especially if they involve memory. The other thing I had in mind was a series of Let's Replays, specifically of the original F.E.A.R and its 2 expansion packs. Now, while I am relatively happy with the Let's Play of the original F.E.A.R, minus the slightly more pixelated visuals, I'm not even sure how I managed that. Probably had to. I was probably recording on weaker hardware or something at the time. It was like 5 years ago, I think. The Extraction Point Let's Play, I am not happy with at all. It was full of crashing issues, and it's there was one point in it where I was trying to troubleshoot, and then I forgot to turn my mic back on. So the entire second half of the video, or second half of the set, as I was doing at the time, was just silent, effectively, in terms of commentary, which is a bit awkward. So, yeah, maybe wise to sort of go and redo it. Hopefully, I'll have less crashing issues this time, but apparently Extraction Point is not it doesn't hold up all that well in terms of its stability, especially on modern systems, which is a bit unfortunate. But what can you do? Those, if I do replays of those, in keeping in line with the originals, I will probably record them rather than stream them. But we'll see how it goes. In terms of the Renegade Guard playthrough, like I started saying earlier and then realised I forgot something, the Renegade Guard playthrough, that is still in the works. I have a first draft of one of the first cinematics. It's not the start, it's the sort of campaign intro as opposed to the series intro. Now, there is a slight problem in that I still don't know how to do voice effects. So the production is likely to be scaled back slightly in terms of what I'm actually promising for it. And I really need to hurry this up because I think I die soon. So the actual in Unification, there is something called Lord FX, which is what is applied to the likes of the Sorcerer Lord. I've tried to recreate it because I don't have the specific program that the Unification team use, and quite frankly, I probably never will because I imagine it's a paid program. And I have tried out. There I go. Yeah. So, where was I? Oh, yes. I've tried like voice changes and things like that, but they don't tend to work that well with my voice. Especially not when I'm trying to convert my voice to like a female character or something. Because yes, I did have female character planned, but unfortunately, I can't really get one that works properly or that doesn't require payments, which I'm not doing because I'm a cheapskate. So yeah, and a lot of them use like AI and stuff like that, which I'm sort of kind of iffy on. But hey, what can you do? There is also like no facing option in DAO, so you can't just turn characters to face another unit without them moving, without scar scripting. Unfortunately, the Warcraft world editor beat DAO in that sense. Although, I mean, you can do it, it's just you have to know all the sort of scripting and stuff like that, which I don't. I sent Calculus a week ago now, I think, the first draft that I mentioned earlier, and we have well, he provided feedback, and I have a plan to sort of on how to finish that one. So when that's done, it'll be like 14 or so cinematics to go, because we're going to have one cinematic for each faction, and then there'll be a few intervening cinematics as well as a prologue and an epilogue. And depending on how I feel, I am also making a small custom hybrid race made up of like vanilla things. So think of Amalgamator, but not Amalgamator. So the squads are normal, albeit with stats changed. And but it's like there are Space Marines and Imperial Guard and Necrons and Orcs and Tau and Sisters. Yeah, basically just going to be all the vanilla stuff. There is reason for that, but that will have to wait until the that's part of the story of the that I'm going to be doing with the Renegade Guard playthrough. So I'm not going to go to why I'm doing that exactly just yet. So, assuming I keep up with it, I'm not really prioritizing it at the moment. Probably not going to be till next year, unfortunately. And that, I imagine, is earliest. So, yeah. That's the state of that. So, that is pretty much the update for now. Like I said, I can't exactly fix what's wrong, but I can at least attempt to work around it slightly. And yeah, we'll see how things go. So, thank you very much for watching, everybody. And until next time, I have been Caldaris. Goodbye.